Yeah, it works. If you're watching this, you're watching The Greatest Show, episode 142, with the Three Stooges. I'm Shep.
I'm Curly.
I'm Mo.
So none of us chose the actual bald guy, of which I should have. And I'm eating cookies because I've got two beautiful people that can talk amongst themselves while I have my mouth full.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I've got a drink, so you might have to talk too.
Yeah, I have amaretto and orange juice because I'm trying to stay healthy. So as I was explaining to the guys, orange juice, that's healthy. And fruit and vegetable group slammed together into a big thing of jelly beans, that's healthy. So I'm good to go.
I'm drinking Dr. Pepper and brandy, so I'm not healthy.
Dude, what's more healthier than Doctor?
Nurse Pepper.
Nurse Pepper, yeah. Don't drink crackhead pepper because that's bad for you. Dr. Pepper, that should cure anything that ails you.
Or maybe the crack will cure anything that ails you.
Mayhaps.
So, Bob.
Yes.
You've been gone for a really long time.
You've been gone for... Yeah, I've been gone for a really long time.
You're a towel.
Yes. I have been working crazy overtime.
And now I'm working crazy overtime.
Oh, yeah, because it's all Christmassy and shit.
Yeah, since October 1st, yeah.
Yeah. I ditched out on it this week. I didn't cross my name off the list. Because our work schedule goes from Sunday to Saturday, right?
Yeah.
And I was thinking about it. I signed up for Sunday. I'm like, wait a minute. If it's Sunday to Saturday, if I work Sunday, that means at the end of the week, I'll still have to work next Sunday because that falls under the following week. Do we have the weekend off? But so if I don't work that one, I'll be forced to work that Saturday because it's like, wait a minute. So if I don't take the day off, then I'm screwing myself out of a weekend day.
Yes.
So I said, fuck it. I actually stopped and I said, fuck it. People heard it.
I bet it was quite an event.
It was. Yeah, it was great. There was like music playing in the background. People were clapping and wait, never mind. That's Officer and Gentleman. Yeah, that wasn't me. Yeah, they were more like, get back to work. Yeah, fuck it. Fruit group.
So I work with a very interesting individual across the aisle from me.
Yeah,
I'd love to have him on sometime because he fits the Bob role because he's really quirky.
Really?
Yeah.
Ooh. Is his name also Bob?
No, it's Greg. I
work with him. Actually, I work with two of him.
So I normally call him by his last name, but my greeting to him, I'll use his first name in place of the last name is "You suck, Greg," and he does the same back. Nice. So we talk.
But your name's not Greg. You what?
We talk a lot, and one day he starts singing, "Here I sit alone on my throne. Down the only hole I've ever known," and he's like, "That's Brown Snake." So now whenever one of us has to take a dump, we make sure to let the other one know that we have tickets to the Brown Snake concert.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. I usually go with the tried and true. I'm gonna be in my office doing paperwork.
Well, I used to do the whole office thing, but the Brown Snake concert is a lot better, I think.
That's great. I love it.
I don't mean to keep cutting you off, Metal. Sorry.
No worries.
Dude, you're like a lightsaber. Maybe perhaps a plasma cutter. Because you keep cutting off metal. Yeah.
Yeah, that's me.
Yeah, you'd need a plaza cutter to do that.
So is
Or
there
like-
snow on the ground there?
Huh?
Actually, I could ask you both. Is there snow on the ground where you live?
No, just rain.
Okay.
It's raining here too.
Okay. Because there's
Snow
no
there?
snow here either.
Wisconsin got a lot. Wasn't
Sure if I just heard gunfire. Pretty
Yeah,
sure I heard
don't-
gunfire on my route today. Pretty sure. It was loud. There was 3 of them. Didn't really sound like it was like a hammer or anything. As the 3 of us know, we would all pretty much be able to distinguish gunshot sounds.
Yeah.
So pretty sure. I
Well,
heard.
There's a cannon near here. Somebody shoots a cannon all the fucking time. There's a cannon. There's always like explosions, fireworks, and firearms going off. It's all
What about
good.
boobs? Are there boobs there?
Yeah,
There are boobs there.
there's lots of boobs here. Usually covered up with shirts.
Boo!
I know.
And for everybody watching this offended by that, why?
Yeah,
Either why are you watching or why are you offended?
yeah,
Nobody grabbed anybody. We're just having fun here.
yeah. And chances are, man or woman, you probably sucked on titties sometime in your life.
I'd say better than 75% chance.
Yeah.
Now, not everybody, but at least 75% of them.
Yeah. I mean, it might have been while you were an infant, but that still counts.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's not the titty you wanted, but it's the titty you got.
At the time you wanted it.
Yeah.
So, Metal, I know at one point we were going to see you without all that hair. When is that going to happen?
Oh,
Or can you not do it now because Melanie likes it?
I think she does like it. She actually. What?
I'm just saying that you had this grand plan to cut it off at some point, and now you're stuck.
So that's
Oh,
licorice.
Bob's going.
Yeah, that was licorice one. That was terrible. That was a terrible thing that just happened there. All right, that one's gone.
So, are you going to cut it, or are you not going to cut it? Or are you going to wait for a while yet?
I'm gonna probably wait till end of December.
Okay. Well, since you're not taking the hair off till the end of December, you can leave the beard too.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm not going to know who you are when you show up without all your hair.
Oh, just wait. It'll be hysterical. I don't think anyone's seen me without hair in like 5 years, 4 years.
Yeah, I have pictures of you without the hair, and I can't even fathom. Can't fathom it.
You know the best time to do that?
On Monday.
It's like the first couple of weeks of summer. Like go to the beach, spend some time there, then shave your head and your beard, and you'll have like this red, and like the rest of it will be white.
Like the first masked superhero look.
Yeah, yeah.
That would be funny.
Yeah, so usually if I shave my head and summer's already started, I'll shave it like on a Friday, and then spend the next 2 days like outside cutting wood and mowing grass and shit like that, just to like burn the fuck out of myself so it doesn't look so, you know.
I don't remember the last time I could grow my hair, so I don't feel your guys' pain.
I'll be able to grow mine Saturday.
What?
I was able to grow mine Saturday. This Saturday. That was today, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, that was today.
Yeah.
I'm kidding. Oh, I got a kitty. I got a kitty.
So I was looking into playing a new game. Of course, I have nobody to play it with, so I'm trying to make up some solo rules for it. The game, Pokemon.
What?
It is literally a Pokemon RPG called Pokemon Tabletop Adventures, where you make a character, you're catching Pokemon and stuff. You're like going through. It's a role playing game, just like any other. You're battling them, and it's not like the video game where you're just using your creatures, but I mean the the little scenario they put in the book. The guy's kicking at them and elbowing on, and like you're attacking these things too. You're just trying to beat them down, and then you catch them if you don't knock them out. So that's kind of crazy. Then, but I'm thinking it's like, you know what would be cool is if, because I don't have any to play with right now except for perhaps the kid, is to come up with scenario lists. Like, let's say I'm out driving around, going back and forth to work or shopping or whatever. If I see 5 Volkswagen Bugs, when I come home, I get to fight a wild Pokemon. Or, the third time the siren goes by my house, there is an attack of wild ones, something like that. So I can use like real world stuff to dictate when.
This sounds an awful lot like you could be using the bullet journal. The Bujo RPG as part of this too. Because you just Pokemon theme it.
Pokemon theme it, yeah, I'd theme it. Hell yeah, I could.
Yeah. For those of you two that are watching, sorry, there's nobody watching. For those of you two that are on the show with me,
watching also.
In the middle of next week, I want to say like a Wednesday, an episode of Fear the Boot will come out because I was on the show. You should listen.
Fear the Boot?
Fear the Boot.
The Boot.
So when we had Dan on, after basically I had to stop the show at the 2 hours because I promised I wouldn't run the show, but we ended up talking like an hour after the show ended. And he had me on their show to talk about Bujo RPG.
Bujo. I want to see that show because I would like to see more to it than just like do you explain like the workings of it and everything?
I kind of explain the workings of things. I mean, Bob, since you know me, you can have direct access to me to ask very poignant and direct questions. So, but I mean, everything is on the web, on my website so far. So I just have to get the time to not be working in order to finish the rewrite of the tutorial for Bujo RPG 2.
No, the licorice one. That's bad.
Whichever color that licorice one is, I want you to take all of them out that are that color, and I want you to smash them with a hammer.
You can't do that though, because there's chocolate ones that are the same. There's Java ones that are the same-ish. There's ones that don't suck that look like that, especially in this lighting. As you see, my lighting is like pretty intense back here, kind of blinding me. Oh, of course, it's not that bad when I do this, but I'm not gonna.
You're not going to do that the whole time. I've got an iPhone 10 on the way.
You got one?
No.
I'm hearing so much crap about those, though. The two.
I have too. I've heard lots of "I want this" and "I'm never going to use a different phone again" type comments.
The 2 reasons why I will never get that probably any iPhone. Number 1 is being leaked directly from the Apple company. 2 bits of information. One is, we set the price this high just to see if people will be willing to pay it. What? And then the other one was, I guess they admitted to purposely slowing down all other iPhone devices so people will be more likely to go out and buy the new one.
Yeah, that's been known for years.
Yeah, that's pretty shitty.
I don't know about that last one, but I have heard the other one.
Yeah. So.
The
Those two things I would not get one. Then they say the screen is like crazy fragile. And then if it does break the screen, it's like half the phone price again to fix the screen. There's reasons why I wouldn't get.
I'm on the iPhone upgrade program, so I'm just making a monthly payment. So, and I can literally upgrade to the new iPhone every time a new one comes out. So
Yeah, that's not bad.
Yeah.
I probably would if I was in your shoes.
So the one that I have, I've only had for a year, and as soon as I saw the 10, I'm like, that's the one I want, because the 10 is the way the rest of them are going. So they're gonna the home button is going away, and all kinds of stuff.
What are they putting in place of the home button?
There are gestures. Well, it's the facial recognition.
Oh, I've heard bad stuff about that too.
Well, in the store, the test models, they don't have them. I mean, obviously, it's not scanning my face to unlock it, but you just look at the phone, and the screen comes on and opens. It's unbelievably awesome.
What's this shit I'm hearing that cops are allowed to open your phone because they can? They say that, like, if you don't give the cop a password, they can't open it. But if they can scan your face, now it's totally legal for them to look in your phone or something. What's this shit?
I don't know, but look at the EFF and the ACLU. Those groups will be fighting it.
Oh,
so before you get too deep into that, there's apparently if you squeeze the phone or something like that, if you hit a button on the side, you can actually force it to turn the passcode on, so the facial recognition won't unlock the phone. So I mean, there are safeguards against this. But
right.
My question to you and to you, Metal, as two other white men who are more than middle-aged, or middle-aged. We're all middle-aged. We're all middle-aged white men.
I hope I'm middle-aged. I have a feeling I'm going to die really soon, which puts me more above in the top age.
Yeah, like 3/4 age at least.
Yeah.
My question to you two white men is, what are you worried? Are you like tooling around high on meth in cars, or are you like shooting deer from the highway? What's going on?
But the idea of I've got nothing to hide, therefore I don't care if somebody watches my every move is a terrible excuse to allow a police state.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you.
Well, but no, that's not what I'm saying.
Nothing wrong, while at the same time I don't want them to have access to my stuff.
But if you're not doing anything wrong, they wouldn't have to get access to your stuff.
But they still can.
It's called guilty by association.
Mm-hmm.
Like, hey, if I commit a crime, they might suspect you two for being in on it because, well, we've podcasted together. For how long?
Yep. Or the person in your car has weed on them, so you're getting busted. Or whatever the case may be, it's still... We've got the idea of these things in our houses. Well, they said that one of them, like a Kinect type thing, one of the smart TVs, called the police on somebody with a domestic dispute type thing. The cops showed up at the house because the guy was playing a video game, a shoot 'em up video game, and he was yelling, "I'm going to fucking kill you," or something like that. And the cops were called to his house because smart TV.
You got a link for that, Oracle?
What's that?
You got a link to that, or?
I don't. No. I'm curious about it because I had heard about it, but I haven't read it. I want to see if I can find something out right now. Speaking of which, you guys see the about the 6 eyewitnesses from the Las Vegas shooting?
No.
There was 6 eyewitnesses that came forward saying that there was a second gunman. They're all dead now.
Really?
Yep. All 6 witnesses. That's a little fucked up, isn't it?
Yeah.
The idea behind the Kennedy stuff was that it was to be remained sealed until most of those involved would be dead, so that there would be no repercussions. To drag back to the iPhone just for a brief second, Wow, I just blanked completely.
Sorry.
I had a direction. I was going place. Oh, there's an app that only works with the iPhone 10 called Clips.
What?
And using the facial recognition, you can it's like putting a green screen behind you. So you like if I had it right now, I could real time be in a different place. One of those places, the Millennium Falcon.
Really? That's awesome.
Nice.
And because it doesn't work with anything but an iPhone 10, I don't want to even bother downloading it yet, but can't wait to see it.
A smart speaker device alerted the cops to an assault. Consumer alert, your smart TV is spying on you. This is an assault, though. This was an actual assault where when the man asked his girlfriend if she had called the sheriff, it prompted the speakers to call the emergency services. I don't know, man. I don't like that. That shouldn't be a thing. Granted, just like any other thing that involves the police, if you need a police officer, whatever gets them there the fastest is a good thing. But, I don't know. It just...
Well, here, I'm going to present an argument here, not in favor of this, we see everything you do state. But I think that at this point, it's too late.
Yeah.
We've crossed the line, and we're barreling down into the valley.
Well, there was a thing that I saw last week, and I was like, yeah, there you go. At one point in history, people were like, shh, keep your voices down. They might have us bugged. The government might have us bugged. And today, I don't remember which device it was. What's that one speaker thing, that one house?
Alexa? Google?
Alexa. Yeah. It said nowadays we're like, Alexa, find a recipe for fried chicken. It's like all that stuff is being monitored. Like all of it.
Yeah, it's been that way for like the last 25 years.
Yeah, it is. It's all of our internet stuff, and it's just, I don't know, it doesn't seem right.
Yeah, we're way past that line.
Yeah.
Because even if you remained off the grid, you're still being monitored because so many other people are doing stuff.
Yeah. But whoa, almost dropped my salad, which is a large bunch of vegetables. Yeah. Just like at work, they've got cameras in the break room, right? But you don't have somebody sitting there watching the cameras in the break room. If they went in the break room and a machine was busted open, they would check the cameras. If there was somebody says, yeah, somebody just spent the last hour in the break room, they'll check the cameras.
That's true.
Yeah. I'm going to set those aside because too much healthy gives me a bellyache. And I dropped one.
You don't want to do that.
No. I'm also making a character for the Call of Cthulhu game.
Which one?
I'm not sure which edition this is. It's a it's a D20 system.
Oh, the D20?
Yeah.
All right.
I do like the system itself. It makes me very happy. There was a podcast I was listening to a while back, Cthulhu and Friends, and then recently on Critical Hit, the main storyline ended and they played for a few episodes of Call of Cthulhu. And it's like, man, I missed that game. It's weird because you get in a state of mind where things start getting disturbing to you. Right? I don't know if you guys have listened to any of the play casts on that or anything, but or played the game itself.
I have. listened to the Unspeakable Oath podcast play Cthulhu, but they play it. The way that they presented how they were playing felt kind of like we're looking in on what the characters are doing rather than I'm experiencing this.
Oh.
Yeah, it's worth checking out. And they played a lot of Delta Green, which is apparently a modern version of Cthulhu.
Yeah. It's basically a streamlined version of Call of Cthulhu. It actually gives you a reason to play as opposed to, oh, I'm just investigating this. Holy shit, I'm mad.
So when Bob mentioned solo RPG type stuff, I immediately wanted to reference some columns I've written recently on my website. And then I realized that I wrote a whole bunch of columns ahead of time to bank them so they will continue to come out week after week, even if I don't have time to write. Like, I didn't get time to write it all this week. So they're not out yet. But I'm basically, since I can't, I mean, I don't have time, and B, we haven't been able to get together before a show yet to have a role-playing session. So I was going to start playing a game solo. And
I think that's cool. So, yeah, that's what we can say for the bedroom.
the game that I'm going to play, ignoring his comment.
But kudos for that comment.
So the columns that I wrote are basically, they're centered around intellectual properties that everybody loves that don't exist anymore or need to be resurrected or things like that. And so one of the things I was going to do is, and I talked about it, was Tron Legacy kind of killed that franchise because Disney apparently didn't make enough money, even though they're going to try rebooting it. But my thought was, if I'm running myself through a solo RPG world similar to Tron, I can literally discover it as my character discovers it using the Mythic Game Master emulator. So I'm going to be in a digital world as a Tron-like character discovering this digital world.
Nice.
Yeah.
The one story that I started writing, the chick it was a time traveler chick, and she had a ring. I might have read that to you. The ring had a 3-position switch and a button, and she was able to 3 items. She was able to, like, if she had it in her hand and she hit the button, it would digitalize it into that thing where she can recall it later. And then so you can, like, pull a sword into it and then put it on switch B, hit the button, and you digitalize out. What she had was it was a motorcycle, because she grabbed the hold of the handles on the motorcycle, digitalized it, and now it's in her ring. So now all she has to do is hit that button, and, like, it starts to digitalize out the handle and then, like, become a bike in front of her where she's, like, on it and then takes off. But it was 3 objects that were, like, digitalized within that ring. And that totally made me think of Tron.
Huh.
Well, the concept behind what I was thinking is Tron was first developed in a time when terminology for computers isn't what it is now. I mean, it's very, very outdated terminology. So I figured my digital world would be all updated terminology. So I'm not a program on the grid. I'm an app in the cloud or something.
Oh, nice.
And instead of users as being the actual human beings programming everything, they're developers.
Nice. One thing that I always thought was pretty fucked up about any of the shows from the past here where they had computers and there was always somebody typing away. Then when I grew up and got a computer, the idea of cross-referencing information isn't nearly as easy as they make it look on TV.
My favorite part of computers on TV is when Scientist 1 brings everybody around the computer and this is what's going on, hits a button, and then this big animation happens. Because my only thought is that took 17 days to be created.
Yeah,
this doesn't happen. Okay, these computers don't do these things.
like they'll do a cross reference for everyone who used a credit card in this state with all the people who had, like, I don't know, they come up with some like bizarre things, and that leaves only these places here. So if I don't know, and they're able to like narrow it down to like one or two with this like massive, it's like, dude, your fucking computer's a like massive box with one little flashing icon on it, and
Yeah.
I can accept it if it's like an FBI, like the TV show Numbers.
yeah,
If they've got a dedicated network system going
it
on,
might be set up to do that already.
yeah, so then they can actually plug in all that info and remove that. That I'm acceptable. It's the let's use Star Trek for the voyage home. Scotty literally sits down at an Apple II something or other, does a bunch of typing, and all of a sudden there's this massive formula that forms on the screen, and this guy goes nuts over it. Where did he type it into? What did he type?
Yeah.
I mean, I can do that too, and stuff doesn't magically appear.
Well, then you've got the wrong keyboard.
Apparently, I've got the wrong keyboard.
Maybe it's special nail polish he's using.
Oh, I didn't think about that because I didn't realize that spacemen from the future wore nail polish.
Yeah, all of them. Speaking of nail polish, I'm gonna get me a beer. See, no connection.
You go get a beer, and then I've got questions for you.
Usually preceded by occasionally a so. I don't know.
Did I miss something bizarre?
Yes.
Yes. So, do either of you watch Star Trek Discovery?
I've watched maybe the first 3 or 4 episodes. I got it saved on my favorites on here. New releases, shows. How y'all doing? Star Trek Discovery. Oh, I'm on the 3rd episode.
Okay.
I haven't seen any of it, but
There's 9 available right now.
So that's the mid-season break. They did a cliffhanger to then start again in February. So
Base.
now I'm not caught up, but what I want to say is that I'm a huge Star Trek fan, and I think that Trisha and I are done with episode 4, and we just need to go to 5 next. I've got zero drive to want to see this because it's not Star Trek. It's like they say it happens in the same universe, but
Yeah. Yeah.
But in
I
comparison,
watched the first episode, went right into the second, and by the end of that one, I was like, I might not go anymore with this.
now I heard that the cliffhanger, I should go at least to that point. If I don't like what happens up to that point, then I'm pretty much done with the show. So I'm willing to jump back into it here briefly. But I wanted to ask, in comparison to Star Trek Discovery, do either of you watch The Orville?
The what?
I've heard good things about it. I've heard it's actually better than Discovery.
Bob, the show is called The Orville. Orville.
I have not heard of that one.
That is Seth MacFarlane pitched a Star Trek series to somebody, and they either couldn't get the rights to Star Trek or they turned him down. So Fox basically allowed him to develop his own Star Trek-like series. The Orville is so much better than Star Trek Discovery, I can't even tell you.
Orville?
Orville.
Like the Orville brothers in Ended Flight.
Or Orville Redenbacher. Good stuff.
Yeah, that's on here. There's 10 episodes of that on here. I'm going to add that to my favorites so I can watch it with my face.
Now, think about when you're watching it, think this is a Star Trek. Think this is a Star Trek The Next Generation episode, and then they're going to throw in humor to kind of lighten up here and there, but it's not overwhelming. Like it's not an episode of the Family Guy or American Dad. It's a drop funny here once in a while, not all the way through. And
you know what? Let me take a look at that. I've got a there's one space one that we watched a couple episodes of, and it was amusing. And I'm not sure if that's the one.
the ship kind of looks like a squid, but the squid parts are connected at the back.
That does not sound familiar. Here, let me go to this and see, like, I want to see like a main character of it or something. Okay, hold on.
Hi, hon.
Hi.
We've got a Bob.
Oh,
Hi.
hi. Oh,
How's stuff?
oh. Cold and tiring and hungry.
Yep. She's gonna go pick us up a pizza, and then she's gonna join the show.
Pizza's good for you.
Whew.
It is.
Yes, I have watched an episode or two. We watched a couple of them, me and the wife lady. So I do agree it is amusing.
So the first couple of episodes seemed kind of awkward because it felt like they were shoehorning in all the jokes, but it gets way more natural as the show goes on. So it just flows so much better. Like my favorite line so far is there's something happening to a planet, and somebody goes, there's thousands of families down there. We got to help them. And one of the guys flying the ship goes, there's a lot of single people down there too. So I love it. It's what I hoped Discovery would be a little bit more like, but I don't know. It just was such a jarring, not. I don't know.
This is not the one I want. I thought it was a root beer. It's pretty good. I don't know if any of you have tried this. It's Not Your Mom's Strawberry Rhubarb.
What?
What?
Yeah, it's pretty good. But it's not the one I was expecting it to be. It's just like the Not Your Father's, except it's not your mother's. They also there's an apple pie available.
Trisha's trying the apple pie.
There's a Mountain Dew-ishy one that tastes like Squirt. You guys remember Squirt?
No.
It's very citrusy like that.
That's the Not Your Father's Mountain Soda or something like that.
Yeah.
I saw that in the store the other day, and I didn't know. I figured it was Mountain Dew, but
yeah, it tastes more like Squirt than it does Mountain Dew. It's get that kick of like citrusy.
Yeah, because Squirt is a grapefruit soda, which I never thought made sense. But
I'm thinking that there was another one also.
I know that I've been in. I like the Henry Weinhard's Henry's Hard Grape Soda as well as the orange.
There is another one. It's in
The mountain thing that I told you about the other day. Bob says it tastes like Squirt.
Oh, the Mountain Dew, like.
Yeah. So I will hate it because it tastes like Squirt.
I'm not so sure.
I don't remember what the other one was, but the other one was really good too. And I'm thinking it was. Let me put in.
Well, let me tell Trisha about the one you just showed me. Bob just opened a Not Your Mother's Strawberry Rhubarb.
Oh, yes. Yes. Oh, yeah.
I'll even give it a shot.
It's pretty good.
I like strawberry rhubarb jam.
She had brought some like, what's those like those candies that are like
Jolly Ranchers?
No, it's the word itself is like high-end restaurants. They're usually like little things that are like. Hold on a second. I think the word might be on here. No. Anyways, it was like the high-end candies. So you had like maybe 10 of them in a package, and it was like $5. for like 10 little pieces, or not hors d'oeuvre, or anyways, they were really, really good. And there was a strawberry rhubarb one of those, and I realized then that strawberry and rhubarb together is an awesome thing.
Strawberry, good. Rhubarb, not so good. Strawberry, rhubarb, great.
Yes. Not hors d'oeuvre. I don't know why I'm thinking.
I can just imagine the conversation. Hey, I got these strawberries here. We love strawberries. Can we do something with them? Well, I've got this rhubarb. Rhubarb tastes like ass, but if we put them together,
Let's mix them.
Yeah, it's like I've got toast with strawberry jelly on it. Well, I'm in a hot bath. Ooh, I love hot baths. Let's combine those two things. A bubble bath, flavored jelly.
I have no words.
Huh?
Hi, Christian.
Hi. I'm gonna go get food
yeah, she's gonna go get food.
because I'm tired of getting cashew chicken every other meal or every 3 meals, like 3 meals in a row. And I had cashew chicken at Sharon's for lunch.
Sorry. I was gonna have the cashew chicken. First, I realized it was frozen, and second, I saw the McNuggets, so I'm like, I better eat the McNuggets.
All right. I'm sure everyone can see this. I have Doctor Who leggings.
That's awesome. I saw your post on those last week. That was pretty
Okay. Okay. Yeah. I don't know. Like, yeah, you can really see them now. They're totally dark. Anyway.
I'm gonna feel some butt.
Okay. Great.
All right, we got video proof that I feel my wife's ass. Bob is really into those jelly beans.
Jelly beans?
Healthy.
Yeah, it's healthy because it's both beans and fruit flavored. So it's fruit and vegetables rolled into one. So, okay.
But I try to explain to her all the time that zebra cakes are made from real zebra, and she just laughs at me.
I just love
No, it's true. If I go to Africa, I'm totally taking one of those fuckers down. They're delicious.
For their delicious cakes.
Yes. They're made of cake. So this is a different brand, but the other brand of these has that word that I'm thinking on it. And I don't know why I can't think of that word.
Gourmet?
That's the one. Yes. Gourmet.
Hey.
Nice.
We somehow figured out an extremely random word with a lot of random facts.
I didn't know the word. I was thinking organic. I'm like, that's not it at all. I was thinking it had like the okay, I'm happy now. Yay. I forgot it. What was it?
So, Trisha, myself, and our friend Sean were at a bar one night, and a clip from something came on TV, and Trish whips around and goes, "It's that guy in that thing," and we're both like, "Uh-huh," because we both understood what she said.
You both could speak my language.
It's the only time she ever said that where I knew what she was talking about.
Nice.
All right. I'll be back.
I talk like that often, and people always seem to know what I'm.
Well, you do kind of have a language. Hey, did you guys know that I can speak some Vietnamese?
Yes.
You mentioned that last time. It was like, and that was a long time ago. Was last time.
Yeah, I've learned a few more things since then. Like now I've got 2 people teaching me, and one is correcting what the other one is teaching me. So I'm wondering if it's a dialect thing that's going on that I'm not aware of, or
One learned it from their grandmother or something.
well, I mean, there is when I'm addressing someone, there is the terms are like older and younger. So when I go to the salon to talk to the ladies, I address the owner in the formal older. It's like older sister, and then the younger girls I would address as the younger sister.
What's that? How's that go? How's that sound?
So basically I'll be saying hello and then older sister and then hello and younger sister. So it's Chao Ji and Chao Em.
So it's like saying in English, hello younger one and hello older one?
Kinda.
Huh.
And I was combining words in the wrong order, and that was corrected. So the word day is nye, nye, like
Yeah.
Ngay.
I don't know if I could make that noise.
Nye. I can make it all the time.
Yeah.
Nye, nye.
As in, like, would
It's
you like
very, it's
would you
very
like
unnatural.
Yeah.
It's,
Oh, yeah.
it's very unnatural for English speakers to say it with starting with the ng, but nye. So if I want to say it's a beautiful day, I start with the word day, and then I add words to it.
Like day is beautiful. Almost like the Spanish language. A lot of languages are like that.
Kinda. So it's nye dep Troy. Now I don't know what the last word is, the Troy part. Dep means beautiful. So if I wanted to, if I wanted to say I just saw, or if I want to point out a beautiful woman, depending on whether or not it's an older or younger situation, I would do dep aim or dep G.
Huh.
What I started learning, which is good morning, Chabu Sang, goodbye, Tom Viet. I also learned how to say I am learning to speak Vietnamese, which is Toi Hao Tien Viet. Then, like, thank you, you're welcome. I know the word rain is moi. I just learned what sunshine was today, and I've already forgotten it. Wait. Nang. Snow is do it. So I mean, I'm just picking up little things here and there, and the thing that I have to keep remembering, and especially with like the rain, the sunshine, and the snow, is I don't want to think of the word and associate it with the English word. I want to think of the word and actually visualize snow, actually visualize rain, because that's how we speak. Is we're not relating to a word. If I say that's a blanket, I think blanket while I'm pointing at it and saying blanket. I don't think of the word blanket.
Right.
Which is
So NGAY and then the DEP for beautiful day. NGAY, the A has the line above it like the Spanish words do. The DEP, the E has the dot underneath of it, and the D is crossed. So what sound does that make? A crossed D.
the D with the line in it is the D that we would know. So as in duh. So dog, dung,
Okay.
dipshit. The D
Gay.
without the line in it is like a Y sound. So I have a customer on I have a customer on my route whose first name is DUY, but it doesn't have the line in it. So his name is Yi.
Wow.
Oh.
And that blew my mind. And you're looking at the accent thing. If you have installed, like I have installed on my phone, the Vietnamese keyboard, because it's I want to be able to write in Vietnamese too. So there are so many accents on every single vowel. It's mind-boggling. But I was very overwhelmed at first, but I learned really quickly that if you see an O with a dot below it, it always makes that sound. It's not doesn't matter what comes before it or comes after it. It always makes the same sound. So it would be like us breaking our alphabet out with all kinds of marks above our vowels so that everybody would know how to pronounce our fucking words.
Yeah. Well, and it's not that mind-blowing with the D with the line being that different of a sound. If you look at it from the point of view of it's not a D with a line on it. It's an entirely different letter, right?
Yes. Yes.
It's almost like, yeah, okay.
So the other weird thing about Vietnamese is they used to have a pictograph alphabet like Chinese and Japanese.
Mm-hmm.
The system that you're looking at now is only been around since like the 70s.
Oh,
I
thought that the old TV shows of where they were in like Vietnam and stuff, that the writing was kanji-like.
Yeah, yeah. Because there was a weird transition period. It wasn't very long, but the Vietnamese government, and it had to be after the war ended because Vietnam, the North won. So most of the Vietnamese that are in places like this were given the choice to do something. Well, they were like forced to leave, because if you were in the South and because you didn't win, you were forced to leave the country. So we have a lot of Vietnamese here who are from southern Vietnam. That makes sense.
We should name them all Philip, like boys and girls.
Why Philip?
Why not? That's a neat name, isn't it?
No.
They named screwdrivers after that fucker.
The thing I found weird is all the Vietnamese people I know, or most, I can't say all, a large chunk of the Vietnamese people I know and work with and talk to every day have English sounding names like Andy and Anthony, and there's just
Philip? Is there a Philip?
I'm sure there is. So it's like the generic last name in Vietnam is Tran. So it's like Smith. So using that, it's like Andy Tran. But there are still, I still work with people that. No, it's a last name. It's a surname.
M Trans?
So it's like Andy Tran, Tony Tran. I mean, it's they're so some of them came over and chose to switch to English sounding names, and others didn't.
No, sorry, it was seven. Seven of the Las Vegas shooters are dead within 1 month of the attack. I thought it was 6 for some reason. 7.
Wait, you were talking about Las Vegas, and I, for some reason, heard Kennedy.
No. This is the Las Vegas one that just happened here.
Okay, so that's where. So our earlier conversation must have confused the shit out of you, because I started talking about the Kennedy assassination.
I actually assumed that you heard it wrong, and I was just going with it.
Hey, DJ, let's go to the movie. Sure, I'll meet you at the ice cream parlor. That's exactly where I want to meet you.
The movie theater with ice cream, dude. But yeah, it was the Las Vegas shooting, and there was 7 witnesses who said, "Oh no, there was a second shooter." They're all dead now.
Yeah.
But yeah, they were talking recently on the that about the other shooting, which is why I assume that you picked that up, because it was a recent thing where they are just now releasing all the evidence and stuff, and that it was always hush hush.
Yeah, I've been very confused. I worked so many hours. I can't even. I'm so tired right now. And I already got, so I switched days off with somebody, and I already got called in on Monday, which is supposed to be my day off. So I'm working on Monday now.
Well,
all day overtime.
Yeah. Nobody should have to work overtime. That's what always bugs the hell out of me. Overtime should be one of those things. There's something I want to buy extra in my life, so I'm going to work overtime, and I'm going to be able to afford this extra thing. Nobody should have to work overtime.
The post office here, I don't know if it's locally or if it's nationally, they didn't hire enough temporary people. The people that are going to eventually become regular, we call them CCAs. They didn't hire the CCAs in time. So they've got a bunch of CCAs in training now, but it's way too late in the season for them to do us any good. So while we have routes open, they're going to start forcing those of us that aren't on the overtime list, which I am not one of those. I'm not on the overtime list. Well, I'm on overtime for my own route. Very complicated. I'm just going to say I'm not on the overtime list. So they're going to force those of us not on the overtime list to come in to cover the vacancies because there are so many. So in my office, we have it's either 59 or 60 routes, and it doesn't take much to put us into a bad situation. Like yesterday.
What dog do you have?
Dog.
I heard a dog bark right before the cat meowed. You didn't hear that? Nobody heard that?
No,
There
the
was
cat's
dog-
making good noises.
Yeah, right before the cat meowed that first time, there was a dog bark. You have a dog perhaps living above or below you.
We have a dog living next door, but the thing doesn't bark but a couple of times a year.
Maybe it's outside or something. I don't know. Anyways, I'm sorry. Continue. Not on the overtime list.
So yesterday was the first day in weeks that we weren't all forced to work off of our routes. This is where I have to get into the complicated part. I am on a list that means that I will do my own overtime on my own route, but no other overtime.
Gotcha.
Whenever we are in a situation, we go off assignment to make sure that everybody's covered. So if Jim on Route 4 is going to be, if he gives a return time because he's just got so much mail of 8 o'clock at night, which is well past when you should.
Yeah.
And Tammy and Frank and Jill are all in the same situation. They will turn us off assignment, and then because I'm not going to be out that late, they'll give me a section of their route to help everybody get back at a decent time. So yesterday was the first day in weeks we haven't been off assignment in my office.
Wow.
Yeah.
Might be able to swing that. Let me try.
And the fun part is we get these flyers every week, and they have to go out every week. This week, they were thick, they were sloppy, they were really hard to work with. So I was having a real hard time with it, being on a walking-only route, and I was the cause of some of that off assignment.
Oh.
It's not. I mean, I didn't plan it that way, but I was having a real hard time. Oh my God! Bring it here, kitty. I can't reach it.
So I got the light covered up here, and it's providing just enough light to light me up, but I keep going away.
Well, your computer does that thing when you back up too far. It makes you disappear. I don't think the light was that big of a problem, Bob. I think that I mean, look at my.
It was like very shining into my face. Rawr.
Well, maybe don't shine it directly into your face.
Well, there's not a shininess to it. It's just a bulb.
Oh.
This is okay.
There you go, kitty. I can reach that. Did you know that our cat fetches?
I've heard that. I remember seeing him with something and taking off just to show up in the other room with the other camera.
Yeah, she's got a sliver of my shoe insert from a couple of pairs of shoes ago. It's the extra like inch or two that you got to cut off to make it fit into the shoe.
Yeah.
And I didn't think anything of it when I first cut off the original one. She loves the shit out of these.
Did you see those stuffed fish that you can get for your cat?
I've seen all kinds of stuff I can get for my cat, and my cat fucking hates it.
Yeah.
So, do you remember that green thing that she used to drag around? It's like a long ropey thing. It used to be attached to a stick. She doesn't even look at that anymore because she loves this thing so much. And we thought she would never treat that green thing like that. Kitty, I can't reach it. I'm gonna get you. Get you. Get the kitty. Get that kitty. Get that kitty.
anyways, I'm going to be back in a moment. Gotta go and drink a drink and get a new drink. So
Sweet.
All right. I'm happy that he uses that term.
Well, Bob, this has happened every single time you've met somebody, including me.
Where people pick up my
about,
term.
It takes about 4 hours of hanging out with you, and we all start talking like you.
Yeah, that's been a thing my whole life. I don't know. I don't mind. I like it.
I was thinking about something the other day, and this will kind of help segue into it. So, when April started hanging out with us, she started talking like us,
Mm-hmm.
but she wouldn't do it unless you were around. Like, so if she was talking to me and we were waiting for you and Ivy to come back off of duty of some sort, or waiting for you guys to come pick us up or whatever.
Yeah.
It was a normal conversation. But if you were around, she started talking Bobbyese.
That's cool.
So the first time I noticed that, and the only time I can think when it started, is when you and I used to drive around and talk into a recorder.
That was fun. I like
It
that.
was. And the reason I was thinking about it is I was thinking, God, I wish I had those tapes still so that I could make them digital and put them out, because that was gold.
Yeah.
Gold.
Oh, so my back hurts really lots. I don't like it. It's stupid.
I hurt my knee today.
That sucks.
Yeah. And my back always hurts because I carry meal.
Yeah, I'm not looking forward to it, but I'm gonna have to have surgery. I guarantee it. I lost my last 2 jobs, one because my ankle blew out and one because my back blew out, and they're both hurting. Plus my knees now. So,
Well, look at the bright side. You're getting blown.
what?
Your back and your knee, they both blew you. So you're
Right. Yeah. They blew out. They fucked me.
Yeah. See? It's all good.
Yeah.
Food's here.
Yay.
Look at the delivery person.
Just tired.
This one's tired too. Mug root beer. Mug root beer. I better drink this so I got room for mug root beer. So do you get time off during the holidays?
I get Thanksgiving and the day after Thanksgiving off. And then I'm going to choose to not work Saturday, but I have to work Sunday. I'll be there early Sunday morning. Then I think Christmas and the day after Christmas I have off.
And would that also be the case with New Year's Day?
I don't know. Somewhere I've got that schedule, but I don't know where.
Because I worked at a call center once. And this call center's idea was to have people scheduled on New Year's Day.
Oh.
The New Year's Day call-ins set some sort of record because, well, naturally, people were drinking the night before, and you didn't think that maybe you should kind of figure out who was going to be an irresponsible idiot and work with that rather than willy-nilly scheduling people?
Yeah. I called in. I don't usually call in at all. But I called in Friday because I had a lot of water coming in my house on Thursday. So I was up on the roof trying to fix that, and got mostly fixed, but not all the way. That makes me sad.
Well, I'm like you, Bob. It takes some sort of disaster or a serious injury for me to call in.
Yeah, I mean, I never call in. It's just like I worked with a guy at one point who when he would get a day off, no, he'd get a day back because like after so many months you get one back.
Yeah.
When he would get it back, like they'd be like, okay, so you got one of your points back. He'd like, all right, see you tomorrow, and he would leave. Like as soon as he gets it, he would use, and he did that every single time.
I would stop telling him.
Yeah.
Or wait till the shift is over and then tell him.
They just take off the next day or whatever. But
That's
they did a thing where they would come around with the whenever you got days back, it was like a printed off paper or some.
gotcha. All right, so my food is here. You two have a conversation while I eat or get food to eat.
All right, let's talk about DJ eating.
I wonder what he's having.
I am currently looking for a picture, a video-y picture thing that I saw on Facebook. I see it like 4 times now, so I figured it would be easy to find. But I noticed that things only keep showing up if you're not looking for them.
Of course.
Yeah. And what it was a stuffed fish.
I'll use the ice and the straw.
You know, like a stuffed animal, but of a fish, and their cats seem to like really love those fuckers. But I'm not seeing them. So what are you drinking now?
Water. Just water.
Oh, and so again last year at this time, I made I think 8 loaves of bread and 3 different varieties of my balls, which everybody loves my balls.
I love your balls.
See? Yeah.
What's so good about your ball?
Well, okay, so what I did, I had 3 different things that I made up. It's the Oreo chocolatey ones. Have you had those yet?
No.
They're amazing. You take like an entire package of Oreos and you put them in a food processor and you make them in dust. And then you take like a Philadelphia cream cheese, 1 package of that, and you put that in there, and it makes a dough type thing. So then you take that and you put it in the freezer, let it like solidify a bit, and then you roll them into like little 1-inch balls, and then you let those cool down also, because if you don't, then they're too gooey. So you let them, you put those in the freezer. Well, then you get the chocolate melting. So what I had was like a third of them was a dark chocolate that it was dipped into. And those were just the dark chocolate. And I had another third that was mixed in with an eggnog type chocolate with a nutmeg on top. And then the last of it, I took candy canes and I crushed the candy canes. So it was a white chocolate with sprinkles in it. I added mint extract and the dust from the candy canes into that to make it all happy minty. And then when it was done, I added the big chunks of candy cane to the top. They turned out pretty good.
Nice.
You need to change your last name to Schweddy so you can sell Schweddy balls.
Yeah, I should do that. So here's what they looked like when they were done. Yeah, very not bad. So eggnog with nutmeg. That was crazy. I just totally turned my phone to show you the side view of them. I don't know, that doesn't work with a picture. I don't know. That was awesome. But they turned out pretty good, and everybody loves my balls. So at one point, I made some that were the chocolate was a marshmallow flavored chocolate, or melts, or however you call that. So that went over pretty well. I found around Halloween year before last was a candy corn flavored one, and then also a pumpkin spice flavored one. Well, you buy these melts, you just melt them down, dip your Oreo balls into it, and everyone loves my nuts. If we were talking about my balls. So, and then the bread that we made. Oh, so okay. There's the balls in the freezer. Oh, here's the mousetrap that I made, which has nothing to do with that at all. It says right on it, this is not a trap, because mice are pretty smart. And then also the bread. The bread turned out great because it had that bit of a homemade bread crust to it, right? So what I would do is I sliced it thin. I microwaved it just a little bit, just to get it warm. I put butter on it, and then it's a garlic herb spice. So like it's all like kind of big. Like the garlic was kind of big. It's big stuff, right? It was awesome. And then I dipped that into Italian dressing. Wow, like it was amazing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow. And then here's the other thing that I made. I have a deep pan, about that deep, of skulls. So I made the pancakes with the sausages inside of them.
Huh.
I made undead pancakes.
Nice.
Yeah. I seen some of those that somebody had done where they took the crescent roll doughs, they unrolled those across the skulls, and then they put in the pizza sauce, pepperoni, cheese. Then they closed it all up and they baked it. So from the outside, they looked like skulls, and then when you cut into it, it looks like a human head.
I saw those on Facebook. They were pretty
Yeah,
cool.
yeah. It was all like, it was awesome. Oh, enjoy your pizza. Sorry, I thought about that as an afterthought. Like maybe I should have saved that story for later.
Can you send me the recipe for that stuff?
For which ones?
All of them? They sound
Yeah,
delicious.
I can do that. I have
He wants to put your balls in his mouth.
everybody does. I'll tell you what, kids love them. I brought him to AmpGuard one time to get a. It was during the one event that we have. It's like once or twice a year. We have a fighting competition, and then like anything that you make, you can put in there. So I brought there was the chocolate and the marshmallow of those. So I brought a stack of plates and some like little tong things. So I gave like one of each flavor to each of the judges, and then after the judges judged it and everything, then I went ahead and gave nobody got any until after the judges made their decisions and all their calls. Then I went ahead and served out like to everybody else there, one of each onto a plate, give them to all of them. And of course the kids were like, can we have some more? Can we have some more? Can we have some more? So finally I was like, go ahead, guys. I want to make sure that everybody got to at least try one before. And yeah, sure enough, I mean, they're taking them just like, stuffing them in their mouths. And I did make an attempt with some other things, such as the homemade hard cider.
Oh yeah.
How'd you do that?
That was, you have to make sure you sterilize everything. If I wish I knew how easy it was to make alcohol when I was a teenager, right? So,
Me both.
yeah, it's just apple juice. You take some of the apple juice out, which you can add back to it later. Two reasons you take that out is one, so it doesn't explode from being too full, and one, so that you it's gonna bubble, it's gonna build up pressure, right? So Huh?
That's why you have the airlock.
Yes, you got to have the airlocks. You can also use a balloon with a hole in it. That's kind of a cheaper way of doing it. I got a malling spice in the one and cinnamon in the other. But as soon as you got to put a yeast in there, there's a champagne yeast. There's a whole bunch of different types of yeast that you can use. One of the guys I work with, I guess he makes this stuff all the time, and he said that because one of the things that here's what happens.
What was that metal?
The same thing.
Oh,
So, I thought you had a different recipe, but I've heard you use condensed apple juice as an additive to make it more apple flavored.
Oh, you got some of this going too?
Had,
Yeah.
so it only takes like 2 or 3 weeks to fully make, and it's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. I was really impressed with that. The guy that I work with, he's got like a different recipe that he uses. It was a special kind of sugar he used that ferments a whole lot better, because I guess the fermentation process is based off of the fact that the yeast loves sugar. It devours the sugar, and then the alcohol was what comes out next. So after it starts doing that, it'll stop bubbling and then it starts getting cloudy, and you have to wait for the cloudy to go away. Well, there's this other stuff that he has. It's a powder.
Irish moss.
I don't know. It didn't. I don't. That didn't sound familiar.
Well, I use Irish moss to make it less cloudy.
Oh, no, that's not. It was a two-part process that he used. The one you pour into it and you mix it up really, really good, and that like brings it all kind of together. And then the other one, you put it in there and you mix it really slow after it stops, and it brings it all down to the bottom, and then you siphon it off. So it takes a 3 to 4 week process, and it makes it a week process.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Let me know about that too. I'd be interested.
Yeah, we'll do.
Guys, I don't want to brag, but
corn sugar.
Try brown sugar. It actually improves the taste and gives the molasses flavor.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
guys, I don't want to brag, but I've got a Snuggie.
That's
We've got
awesome.
homemade cider.
I don't have a Snuggie, but I do have a Magic Blankie and a turtle pillow. Now, this turtle pillow, or the Snuggly Tortuga, as some of us like to call it, it's just one of those ones that you like. I picked it up in the store and proceeded to give it a like massive bear hug before I put it in the cart. That's how you have to test pillows. I don't know if you guys are aware of the.
I was vaguely aware of the testing procedures, but I guess I didn't know that that was a formalized.
Yeah.
You know what, Chance? I'll be right back. I've got something to show off, especially to Bob. I know he'll like this.
All right, we're gonna get to see Metal's balls in just a minute.
Gotta ask.
No, it's gonna be my juice.
That's a nice mask, Bob.
Yeah, it is my mask.
You know what the problem is, though? Nobody likes clowns.
Yeah, but everybody likes me as a clown. So
No.
I got
I'm
another.
going to shoot you just as bad as a regular clown.
You want to see my other mask?
Sure.
Not a clown. My other mask.
You look like a horned beast.
I am a horned beast. Rawr. Rawr. I'm a big scary monster.
I don't know. If you keep saying R, I'm going to think you're a pirate.
No, I'm saying rawr.
Oh, rar. Sorry.
Yeah, you just can't hear me good because I'm a big scary monster. I
Gotcha.
speak monsterese. Yeah. That's my other mask.
That's the scariest one yet. The one you got on right now.
Yeah, I got an even scarier one. There.
You know,
I walk back into.
Bob, when you're wearing that one, you got to be playing a laptop at a rave. Okay.
Oh, see, I was gonna ask him if that's what he wears when he does DJ work.
Yeah.
Oh, I should totally do that.
You should.
Ooh, what's that?
My latest homebrew, it's a holiday ale. I'm about to crack it open, so
Oh, we got a present for this.
While he's pouring that, hun, Bob's holding up a glass. While he's pouring that, I asked Metal about him cutting his hair, and well, Melanie likes it, so he's got to wait till the end of December now.
I didn't. What? Why he was supposed to cut it?
Yeah, he was talking about cutting it well before November.
Oh,
but actually Melanie did think I looked like Jason Momoa. So
isn't that who you are in DJ's comic?
Yes,
you made?
he is.
yeah, it's just I'm a shorter, more stoutly Jason Momoa.
You got to start somewhere. All right, it's fiction. I don't look as buff as I do in that artistic expression. So
Yeah.
Yeah, my boobs were way bigger than the ones in the cartoon.
That's true. Her boobs would not fit into that boob armor.
What do you think?
Delicious.
I know, because it's dripping off your face.
Now, what's your brew there? What you got?
It's a holiday ale. I could actually pull up the recipe for you.
Well, you made it yourself, right?
Yeah. It's about 6.5%. I added a little bit of brown sugar. So, let me pull up the ingredient sheet.
Is the internet working for you?
You know what? That's awesome. I love the idea of making my own alcohol. That is just like it's a great thing. You know, that skill I think would be a truly spectacular skill to have in an emergency scenario. I'm not talking zombies. I'm talking like whatever the case may be. You know, you got.
You're thinking of the EMP that's going to wipe out all electronics and communication and leave us in an apocalyptic situation because no one's going to know what the fuck to do without their phone. And you're going to be able to sit in a bunker.
Just the idea of people like alcohol. So if you're in a situation where there's a lot of people, alcohol is going to go pretty fast. And if you can't get more in there and you know how to make it, then you can trade that for anything you need.
Like, hey guys, let's go get fucked up at my bunker. I bet one would kill him.
My bunker and your bunker. Yeah, that'd be like brilliant.
And Trisha said as long as the recipe isn't online, because obviously you would need to have it offline for the EMP.
Yeah. In fact, my old the bullet journal that I had, the recipe for my bread, for my awesome, amazing cookies, I've got like 4 recipes in that book, just kind of stuck in. You know how you're doing your journal and there's like blank spots? I filled in the blank spots with cookies.
Yeah, I haven't gotten a chance to bullet journal in quite a while. I was kind of hoping that I could start a new one at the beginning of the year. Not if I want to fill up the other one.
Ba-ding. I bet you I know where that ba-ding just came from.
I know where it came from. I'll check those when I can get to the computer later. Because I'm in a Snuggie, all right? I'm cold.
Thank you.
I'm in a Snuggie for warmth.
You can't quite see your breath out here, but it surprises me because it's pretty cold out here.
I can see my breath delivering. And today I didn't wear any pants. I just wore my shorts.
You didn't wear pants?
In fact, I'm still wearing my shorts. I haven't taken my work shorts off yet.
Pretty.
I'm wearing my shorts. I should have put something bigger on. I was thinking 2 things. I grabbed my sweatshirt, but I was also thinking that I had a blanket out here somewhere, but I don't know where it's at. I guess I could get a bear suit.
Greg. Wow. Bob, you said 2 things, but I think you meant 2 things.
I don't know what you just said there.
You gotta watch. You gotta watch me. Pay attention. You said 2 things, but I think you meant 2 things.
2 things. Yes.
You did that.
I did that.
This isn't Bob.
I don't do that. That's weird. It's because I'm thinking stuff. So did I tell you guys I'm getting bees?
Yeah. Probably not this year anymore, though.
No, the idea was to get them in the spring, but before that, we are going to get like the hives and stuff. So we found at a local Big R store. I don't know if you guys have a Big R there. It has they've got bee stuff, and it makes me so happy. They've got like this one's got like this is the deluxe beginner's hive kit, so it has like the hive and the gloves and the hat and the book and the brush and the tools, and it's got stuff. And I'm so happy because I really am looking forward to doing this. I've been talking about.
Make sure that you also get them a wheel to run in, and those tubes that you can connect. You know where they can, like go out of the cage, and I mean the hive, and like head out.
Brilliant! They'll love the tubes.
Yeah.
Yeah. little tire swing.
Now you're thinking.
Yeah.
I don't think that's how bees work.
I know about bees. I got 2 of them in my name.
You do.
Yeah.
And if you had 2 O's, you'd be boob.
Yeah. It's a boob. All right. So here's a T-shirt I saw online. I'm totally wanting to get this. Dun, 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 dun. What's that look like?
Looks like a skull with the chocolate chips in for eyes. I don't know.
No,
Oh,
it's Darth Vader's and Stormtroopers.
Oh, now I
Wow, that's that was I've been incepted.
How cool is that?
That's very awesome.
Yeah. So I want that. It has like the 2 Darth Vader eyes are just Darth Vader eyes, but the nose is like a full Darth Vader.
see.
And yeah,
Yeah.
it's just really cool.
That's
And I
really
want
amazing.
I want to own it. I want it to be on me. Not sold in stores. I had gotten a screenshot of that when I seen it on Facebook, and I just tried to hit the link on my screenshot. That didn't
doesn't
work. Yeah.
Oh
I've been
man.
trying some weird and interesting things today when it comes to my phone. Trisha, I don't know if you've seen it earlier, but I was showing them a picture of the one things that I made, and then I kind of like turned my phone this way so that they can see what it looked like from the side, and it again doesn't work that way.
It didn't work? I can't believe that.
Did not work. Yeah.
That'll be the iPhone 15 when you have holographic abilities.
Yeah, the iPhone 15. Yeah, in fact, Samsung will probably have that next year. See what I did there?
Yeah.
Oh,
Say
just-
something. Oh,
I can't.
yeah, we can't see it. It's all washed out.
Damn it. All right, I'll send you the messenger.
My watch is ready to accept messages.
Dun, dun, dun. You know what I want to know how to make?
Out?
One of those sugar cookies that like you either love them or you hate them.
The sugar cookies you had in those cookies.
That's funny. No, it's those sugar cookies that are in like the grocery stores and stuff, right? So the dough almost seems like it's not cooked, and then the frosting is that really, really sugary, like half.
Yeah.
I'm on the hate side of that.
You're on the hate side. Yeah, it's like the world. It's like a licorice food. I compare everything that's like that. Like there's licorice movies. Licorice movies are like, oh, the Batman movie where you could see his nipples. I think that was a licorice movie.
George Clooney one?
Yeah. What's the Natural Born Killers? That was a licorice movie. It's a licorice movie because you either love it or you hate it. And you rarely hear somebody say, it was all right. It was either that's a fucking awesome movie or yeah, that totally sucked.
I don't think I ever heard anyone hate NBK.
Hey, which one?
I don't think I ever heard anyone hate on Natural Born Killers.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of people say they hated it because it takes a special type of person to like that kind of movie.
Oh,
Jay and Silent Bob movies are the same way. They call them like cult classics or something.
Each one of those is a licorice movie because I like some of them and I hate other ones. Like Chasing Amy is terrible.
It
What?
is.
best one.
I wouldn't say it's best.
Well,
I-
one of the better ones.
It was my
Oh.
least favorite, but I still. Mallrats, I liked.
So did I, but it was not as good as Chasing Amy.
So Clerks, great. Mallrats, good.
It's okay.
Chasing Amy, meh.
Awesome.
Clerks you had to like just because of its origin, because of who it was.
Well, there's a lot of reasons why I could be blamed for liking it, but no, it's actually a good movie. It's a great fucking first directorial debut. Just sit down, be entertained. I think anyone who's ever worked in retail would love it.
I think I put too much emotion into it. Like, I felt bad for the girl, and there was like the whole situation. Like, I think I like looked at it from the perspective of, I know these people and they're friends of mine, even though they're not, and I didn't like what was becoming of it, and it made me sad.
Oh,
Yeah.
good.
I liked it because it was a terrible movie.
I get too into movies, you know, in that kind of way that people shouldn't. Like, you know, when after watching Natural Born Killers, you wanted to go out and kill someone, but you like didn't,
No.
right? You guys did.
Oh, hey, I'd just have to go out and drive on the New Jersey Parkway to.
Wait,
Yeah.
we weren't supposed to?
Yeah, we were supposed to like Gone in 60 Seconds. You're not supposed to go out and steal cars, even though everybody wanted to.
You're not supposed to steal cars either after Gone in 60 Seconds?
No, you're supposed to steal cars after Natural Born Killers. And no, never mind. Get off that.
Well, then I've got some cars to return with bodies in them.
That's right. Me too. And just for the record, in case this becomes a
I don't,
later on, this is all a joke.
I don't know these guys. I'm held hostage.
Kevin was the one that suggested it. Don't let him lie to you. I mean, he was like, Natural Born Killers, let's go murder people.
Where is Kevin Kilwick?
Where's Kevin going? And there goes Kevin.
Yeah. I wonder why he didn't show up tonight. Is he out stealing cars with dead bodies in them?
I think he said something about wanting to murder the neighbors. And they've been quiet for weeks now, so it's been great. But
it's possible because he did say that his, what was it? Something like, I'm needed somewhere or something like that.
Yeah.
Kitty, it's too far away. Too far away. Meow! Bring it here.
Whoa. So neither of them seem to care, Trisha. So I'll tell you that I'm totally making a character up for my Pokemon role-playing game. Yeah.
Pokemon role-playing?
Yeah. Yeah. And you can't buy books for it. It's all PDF. It's all online stuff.
Oh.
Yeah.
You stupid damn PlayStation.
All right. I'm eating, so I will come closer to the camera.
Okay.
Oh, God, my foot hurts.
And I have to fix the PlayStation because it's turning on.
Now, are we all fans of Cthulhu Mythos?
Yeah.
I am.
See,
You know, speaking of the Cthulhu Mythos, have we all seen Stranger Things too?
Yeah.
I've watched the first 2 or 3 episodes of it, and then Netflix has been fucking with me lately. So that's as far as I've got.
Okay. Because Trisha and I are watching a thing on Netflix called Beyond Stranger Things.
I seen I was on there, but I haven't watched any of it.
You
Well,
need to
don't watch it until you watch the.
Yeah, watch all of
shows.
Stranger Things too, and then you can watch it because that's not shy about spoiling things. So, but there was a the Cthulhu was mentioned at one point, so I'll just leave that. Yeah, so you're gonna want to power through that series and then go watch Beyond Stranger Things.
I did see that there was a lot of. I mean, it did have like a Cthulhu look to it. That other world, the underworld, or how the upside down.
Yeah, it makes me think of like Silent Hill.
Yeah.
Or kind of Resident Evil, or well, more Silent Hill than anything.
Yeah, I'm thinking if it was either Silent Hill or another one. I think it might have been Silent Hill, where they were like right there, but the other people couldn't see them because they were like. Okay, it's been a while since I've seen that. I really can't find that fucking thing I was looking for. Yeah, it's a really good one. Right now, I'm trying to watch that. I'm trying to watch Supernatural again. I started watching. What's that other one? Hulu. You guys have all got it. At least DJ's got to be a fan of it.
Of
Stargate.
what?
Stargate SG-1.
No.
Never
No.
got into it.
Well, I haven't watched. See, here's my thing with Stargate.
There's
I
SG-1.
believe that I would love the show, but I don't think I can just start anywhere, and I would have to start at the beginning. And there is so much to watch that it's daunting, and I don't want to start. So
No. There's no. It's like it's only one episode.
Stargate SG-1,
Yes.
that was it was a TV series.
It was, but when you start it from the start, there's only one episode, and then after that, you watch only one episode, and then when that one's over, you watch only one episode. It's not
Oh.
overwhelming if you break it down that way. It's overwhelming when you see that there's 12 seasons of something, but if you look at it as it's only, you can't watch all episodes at once. You can only watch one episode at a time.
But then there's also Stargate Atlantis, and then there's Stargate Origins starting. I might be willing to start Stargate Origins because it's the beginning, but yeah.
Or they just want you to think it's the beginning.
Well, it has Origins in the title.
Yeah, if I was going to make something think that it was the beginning, I would put Origins in it, like right in the beginning of it. I would be like, yeah.
I think that the series is going to be about where the Stargates came from.
Oh, yeah. That'd be pretty cool. Because I really like the Egyptian stuff. I like the pagan stuff. I think it's awesome that people end their prayers praying to Amun-Ra, which is something that most people don't even think about. I think that's amusing. They end their prayers with Amen, with the ancient people would end their prayers with the name of the god they were praying to, and Amun-Ra was one of the gods they would pray to. They would say Amen at the end of their prayers, and then you fast forward a couple thousand years, and people are still doing that, and that's not the god they're praying to anymore.
No.
I think that's hilarious.
Okay. Do you still collect comics?
Yes.
What are you currently collecting / reading?
I haven't read any in a while though. I got the last batch over here on this table. Please hold.
Library much longer. Partridge Family. Okay.
Okay.
But he looks like that now. Oh, I won't.
It's really cold out here. My feet aren't moving the way they're supposed to. I think it's because of the cold.
Probably.
This is the last batch that the wife got for me. There's an Amazing Spider-Man, a free Harley Quinn, another Harley Quinn, and a Spotlight. She got me, there's a whole bunch of free ones that she got me. I don't know how she got me free ones. So Batman Detective Comics, I'm still collecting that.
I'm thinking she flashed them.
That's fucked up, but I like the way you think. That's cool, right? I'll send her every time. So,
you should put something on that's a little more low cut when you go to the comic shop next time.
give me some free comics, man. Teen Titans is another title. It looks like that's it. Teen Titans and Detective Comics. Now, they've gone to Rebirth.
So I got a question then. The reason I asked is because I was curious to know if you were still into the big two, basically.
I would like to get into Marvel because there are some Marvel things that I would like to read up on. The problem with that is the same problem that I have with this is you go with one, and then if you read them, like this guy kind of goes into this guy, and you have to like, well, where'd that come from? Well, let me go back and read that. And then there's always crossovers, and they do a brilliant job with that. No other industry does that like the comic book industry does, where you have to, like, well, now I have to buy this so I know what this is. Like, you don't buy a car and realize, oh, now I have to buy a different car so I understand how to totally drive this car. No other industries like that. Comics are like that. So if I start reading Marvel too, and there's some titles that aren't like that. Axe Cop wasn't like that. Axe Cop was a standalone thing that you start from one end and you.
So I jumped on board the Lion Forge Catalyst event, Catalyst Prime event, which is, it was Lion Forge Comics basically relaunching their superhero line, because apparently they attempted it in the past and it failed. But I totally jumped in on it, both feet, and it's great.
What was it called?
The free comic book day edition is Catalyst Prime. I believe you can get it free in the Comixology app.
Kitty, leave the cookies alone.
It's empty. So they've got
I can't take this off any quieter.
they've got here's their superheroes. They got Noble, who's got some sort of psychokinetic abilities, but he doesn't remember who he is. Then they've got, and Noble's a black guy. Then they've got Superb, which is a black girl and a kid with Down syndrome. They have superpowers. He's like super strong, and he's got other abilities. I'm not quite sure what they all are, and I just found out that she's like impenetrable. What?
I just want to make sure I heard that correct. He said he had retard strength.
I totally heard that. And she's a virgin because he said that she was impenetrable.
So the kid had Down syndrome. Anyway, so then they also have.
We are so going to hell. Yeah.
Not my fault. He just danced around it.
There's a Puerto Rican who's got super speed. He's called Excel. There's a team of superpowered individuals called the Incidentals. There is a Tony Stark-like billionaire guy. Something happened to him too. He's the Astonisher. And then there's also a superhero coming out that I haven't gotten yet because it comes out next month, which is Kino. And KINO is an acronym for something, but I don't know what that's an acronym for yet. But all of the Lion Forge stuff so far, it's great. It's awesome. I also I've been paring down what I was getting from Marvel. I don't get anything from DC anymore except Future Quest.
Oh.
Because I like the Hanna-Barbera characters. Anyway, so I was paring down Marvel, and I was kind of reading this, that, and the other thing, and if they would switch a creative team or this new Legacy event that they did kind of killed my interest in a lot of what was going on, because it's like, oh, that didn't happen anymore. What? So I've been collecting the Miles Morales version of Spider-Man because I really like the character. And Brian Michael Bendis, the creator, recently signed a long-term exclusive deal with DC, which means he won't be writing the character he created anymore, which means this is a perfect time for me to jump off that boat, which means I will only be getting one comic from either of the big two, and that's Future Quest, because it's awesome. Now, what I have done is I'm keeping an eye out for brand new number ones for any company that isn't Marvel or DC.
All right.
Image came out with a comic called God Complex. I jumped on that. That's good. I'm reading Port Earth, which just came out with its number one. There's been a whole slew of stuff, and a lot of it's hit or miss. If it doesn't click with me issue 1, I'm probably not going to get issue 2. So, but the like the God Complex, I can't wait for issue 2 to come out. and I'm only halfway through Port Earth, so I can't really talk about that yet because I haven't had a chance to read a whole bunch of it. But basically, I'm doing what comic critics talk about doing all the time, is that I'm exploring the smaller creator because I'm going to get original and newer stories, whereas Captain America and Superman, they can only die so many times and be brought back to life so many times before you're like, it means nothing anymore.
That's why I like Lock and Key so much. I mean, I really like Lock and Key, and I tell people about it all the time. That was amazing because it wasn't the typical story. I do have to go undrink.
Okay.
So I will be right back. Sorry, guys. I got this. It's either going to happen in there or right here. So I'll be back.
That might make for great TV, though.
Yeah.
And then I got to mail you that comic I got for you for free there, buddy.
All right.
You know, in hindsight, I should have had him sign those copies.
Hindsight 2020.
How could you forget that?
Well, it's just, I didn't even think to do it. I want to have him on the show, though, the guy that wrote the book, which is why I want to get you your copy so that I can read it and you can read it, and then we can actually have discussions with the guy. And he was working on, he was rereading, I think he was rereading or editing the next issue or version of the book. So it's there's more being made.
Okay. What comic is this? Who is he? I know you.
Dark Matters by man, I'm gonna screw his name up. Peter Fitz, maybe.
I just looked it up. There's Dark Matter by Dark Horse. It looks like.
No, I don't think. Here, I'll go get a copy. Oh. Oh. Pardon my snuggie.
Hi, guys.
Hello.
Hi.
So we're going to make an adjustment here. So
You're going to go to somewhere with heat?
I'm going to go somewhere with heat. Yeah, like you said, yeah. Because it's cold. It's cold out here. Really cold.
It was about 42 degrees, I think, when I walked home tonight.
How far away is that?
Well, I was downtown Portland, so I have to walk 6 blocks to one streetcar stop, and then 3 more to the next Max stop.
Snuggie coming through.
And then let's see, 6 or 7 to the house.
Damn.
So it was lots of
Well, that's cool.
lots of walks.
Oh,
Yeah.
hey, on the back, metal, Dark Matters Comic.com.
Yeah, that's like just pulled up. It's
Okay.
by Joseph Malozzi and Paul Melly.
No, it's by James Allen and Peter Fitz.
James Allen and Peter Fitz.
Now and just now there's an S on there's an S on Dark Matters.
Is the dude's name really Peter Fitz?
It's Pete Fitz. I keep saying Peter. It's Pete Fitz.
That's funny. He had cool parents.
Kid,
Yeah.
and a teenager, and a young adult, and probably yesterday, and more than likely today as well.
Well, if he's watching, he's definitely not happy with Bob.
Oh, that's okay. People normally are not happy with Bob.
So Bob, we
Yes.
were at UConn in Eugene, the Eugene Comic Con,
Mhm.
and I walked by this guy's booth, and I've seen this cover before. So I stopped and I'm like, I've seen this cover and I think I want to get the book. So I got it. And then I said, there's this guy that I have a show with, and I know he's going to be interested in this, so I show it to him.
Uh-huh.
So he hands me another book, and he goes,
What?
"Mail it to him."
Oh, that's awesome.
It is.
He really did that?
So
Wow.
And now, in fairness, Bob, I should have gotten 2 copies so I could get you one too. But the copy's for Metal, because Metal also wants to read Verticome.
Yeah, that's awesome, though, that he would do that.
The guy that makes these also is. I'd like to have him on too. It's the Resistance.
Huh.
I've got all the issues of that, and then in this top secret folder here, it says top secret right there on the front.
Yeah, top secret.
Is another comic I'd like to read, and it's basically anthropomorphized animals that are like I think the dragon is an FBI agent, and the other one is the unicorn is a CIA agent.
That's awesome.
So yeah, I just love that when she signed this book, she stamped my envelope top secret, and then she put the comic in it.
Nice.
Yes. I was like, oh, that is the coolest thing.
I hope she gave you clearance. Otherwise, you'll have that comic forever and not be able to read it.
Well, she didn't seal it shut, did she?
No, she didn't steal it shut, so
Nice.
that's on her, really.
Yeah.
So yeah. Did you find the right thing?
Yeah, it's darkmatterscomic.com.
Yeah. So yeah, when I get that to you, we'll read it, and then I'll invite him on to let him know we're done with reading it.
That's pretty awesome.
And it's not like I asked him for a free copy. I just mentioned it. Speaking of mailing things, I still need to send Bob his Christmas present of those 10 zombie comics.
Ooh, zombie comics.
With the weird shit going on in them, like the invisible people.
Oh, that'd be cool. Awesome. Towards
The
me?
ones I said that you should read in a certain order, but they're all self-contained.
Yeah, I remember you showing the pictures.
Yeah. Yeah.
You guys rock. If I didn't work so damn much, I'd be able to show more.
Yeah. Hey, the intent, I mean, with all of us, the intent was just to be on like once a month. I mean, I was going to be happy with once a month. So, next season is going to be different also.
Okay.
Because we've ended up having to cancel a couple of shows. Plus, if we don't have a guest on, and we've seen each other the week from the week before, we don't have as much to talk about. So I got to figure out how to space these out. And then holidays for me, as one can tell, probably not the best time to schedule shows. So we may end up moving our off time over the course of having the entire season self-contained in the year.
Yeah. Now, if it wasn't live, there'd be a way of getting around that. If it wasn't live, we could do that thing that you do where, not that you do, but a lot of the one podcast I listen to where they have like a 4-hour show, and that's 4 episodes of their show. So if they don't make it for a while, they break it up. Like after an hour goes by, they're like, okay, well, we're going to call off for now and see you guys later. And then they just start the show over again from scratch, from the start, but it's not the start because they're still sitting there. And that gives them 4 shows.
That's a possibility. The only reason we do this live is because YouTube records it for me, so all I have to do is pull off the video, edit it, and re-upload it. I mean, I don't have any other way to really do that because I'm not going to pay Skype to to have us on video. And
Right.
while we're entertaining on audio, we're not as entertaining without the video. For those audio listeners that just heard that, you should check out the show in video,
Go see my beautiful Jason Momoa-like face.
right? His dime store Jason Momoa knockoff.
Each record, worth maybe even a $50.
So if Jason Momoa is a Rolex, metal is the Rolex knockoff hanging on the guy in the alley.
For about $1.99.
And not his wrist either. It's
That's a penis joke.
Yes, it was, Bob. Damn it.
Oh, what made that best was I had a great big laugh, and then I said something, and you had a great big laugh.
Yeah.
And I'm just shaking my head.
Because
And I'm with him.
it was at your expense. That's why.
No, it's just that I'm the only one that got a hanging dick about me, so.
Oh my gosh. You know what's happening right now? I'm thawing out. You know that weird discomfort when you're starting to thaw out?
Yeah.
It's cold out there.
Here is the weird thing. We started an hour and 57 minutes ago, which means the 2-hour mark is in 3 minutes.
I don't think we're going to have a 3 minutes today. I don't know what that meant. Never mind.
I don't know what that meant either. So the question is do we want to run an extra 15 minutes just to go up to the 30 and then stop there?
That's up to you guys.
I'm down.
I'm cool with it if you are.
I'm down too because I haven't seen my Bob in so long. I need some exposure.
Yeah. So, I know you're doing Thor Ragnarok. What you guys think?
I liked it.
I didn't understand why they tried so hard to make it a comedy. Like, I don't understand.
So I have heard enough review podcasts that I understand what was going on.
I mean, I'm fine with it, but I don't understand.
Apparently Chris Hemsworth said, I'm tired of being the butt of all the jokes. I want to bring some of my humor to it. So
Well,
they're like, okay.
Yeah, I liked it.
It worked out, I thought. Some of it felt a little forced, but I mean, overall, I think it worked out well. There was a couple of spots I thought it was a little awkward, but what I've been saying is it's the best comedy of the year so far.
Yeah.
The placement of the music was perfect. It made that bridge scene pretty epic.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah. That right there, I mean, that was an epic moment in the movie. And I would put that above a lot of movies because of, that moment.
Because of Led Zeppelin.
Yeah.
My favorite part around there was when the Hulk jumps in and Thor's like, no, we're going to leave him alone when Surtur's destroying everything. And then, but Hulk turns around and goes, but big monster, it's what I do.
Yes. I love the fact that the Hulk was very childish.
Well, he's only 5 or 6 years old. I mean, technically. So that's the level of vocabulary he's got.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
After he turned into Bruce Banner, I liked how often Thor kept repeating the sun's going down, sun's going down.
I didn't understand that. Oh, okay.
I did that to DJ one day even recently. I don't know why, but
And
like the guy.
and I liked the no, I don't like Banner at all. You're my favorite Hulk. And then,
Right.
then when Banner was there, it's like no, you're my favorite. I don't like the Hulk at all.
That's pretty funny.
But he does come in useful.
In this right before they escaped and everything, and Thor was trying to escape, and the Hulk kind of was like, fine, go, I don't care. And he's like, wait, no, don't go. I mean, it was like that very childish Hulk. I love that, man. That was great.
Yeah.
Thor like raging fire. Thor like smoldering fire.
That was great.
Plus, it's had the ad for any comic book movie ever.
What's that?
It's had the best comic book movie ad ever. It started off with the Viking song. So,
The Viking song.
immigrant song. Sorry.
Yeah, the immigrant song.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, Led Zeppelin. Yeah.
The the last review I just heard, it's the most true to comic book adaptation as you could get. So it was the Thor Ragnarok so far has been the closest to a comic book on the screen to this point. Brightly colored, things going on, and it just flowed.
You know, though, that one, I liked it, and it seemed like everybody else hated it. Was there was 2 movies done in this style. One of them was I'm thinking it was like a dragon. God bless you, a dragon type one, and one of them was it the first or the second Hulk, where they literally had the little comic book screens popping up throughout the whole movie.
So that you're thinking of Ang Lee's Hulk. I don't know the dragon one you're talking about, but
It was like
Ang
Dragon
Lee-
Hunters, Dragon Warriors. I believe it had the guy from who played Superman in like the Smallville or one of the.
Huh.
Tom Welling?
Let me look that up. There's a dragon one. Tom Welling. Let me see IMDb here.
So the Ang Lee Hulk, yes, I agree that they did the shots neat like that, but they changed so much that it didn't.
I love that. I love the fact that it had like somebody walking down the hallway, so it showed their perspective while walking down the hallway, while at the same time showing the people in the room. So when this guy got to the end of the room, he pounds on the door. They look over, and then it goes back into the main shot where he comes busting. I mean, I love that.
That was great. Yes, the movie itself.
The movie itself wasn't as good, but I loved the way they filmed it.
I've heard this remark before, and it fits me perfectly. I was so glad that when Incredible Hulk came out, I could stop defending Ang Lee's Hulk.
All right.
No, I don't think that's the one. Who?
There's a Dean Cain used to be Superman.
That might have been the one.
20 years ago.
Well, yeah, he's older. I can't help you look.
He ends up playing the father of Superman in a different series.
You talking about the Duke
Was it-
Master guy?
It
You're
might have
talking
been Lois and Clark. Yes, the Lois and Clark one.
Okay, so it's Dean Cain.
Dean Cain. Yeah.
Did I meet him?
I don't think you did. Maybe you did.
No, he was in Ohio when I was there.
He was here in Portland too.
Was he?
Yeah. Dean Cain came to Portland. Yep.
Okay.
So he's in Supergirl. Okay, so he's the father of the girl in Supergirl. Is that
Yeah,
it?
he's Kara Danvers' father. Yes. I believe his name is Joe Danvers.
Okay. So anyways, Airplane, Volcano. Let me see what this other movie was. Small Town Santa. He was in a lot of those like Hallmark type TV shows. The lovey-dovey holiday ones.
Yes. He also did Ripley's Believe It or Not.
Yeah. I am a fan of Superman, and they do have a lot of different Superman shows, and he showed up in a lot of them. Not that particular guy. Superman showed up in a lot of different. I mean, there was the Smallville, which was a little. I don't know. I never really got into Smallville.
We did. Now, I didn't get into Smallville right away, but it was like season 4 or 5. I worked with somebody who was a super fan, and we had a conversation. And basically, I wasn't interested in it because I thought that it was going to be Superman in the suit right off the bat, going for it like Lois and Clark. So she explained, "Oh no, no! In fact, one of the mantras of the creators are no flights, no tights." And then she goes on to explain what the whole show was about. I'm like, "Okay, I'll give her a shot." And she's like, "I will give you my entire DVD collection to catch up."
Wow. That's confident.
Yeah, I did watch an episode that had the Flash in it. Somebody said, "Here, watch this." It is Dragon Fighter, was the name of that he was in. And I like the idea of the Flash, to where it was like, here's another person who's running really fast. Now, what was weird is I heard they've been trying to do that concept of no tights, no flights thing for a very long time. There was an DVD that I have, An Evening with Kevin Smith, where when they recorded that, and it's basically like a stand-up comedy dash like live forum thing with him.
Okay.
Where he's up there answering questions, and it's just a joke. Well, in there he was talking about they wanted him to direct a Superman movie, and they didn't want him in a suit at all. They didn't want him flying. They just like, well, that's basically what makes Superman, though, is the fact that he flies and he's super strong. They didn't want him using that stuff. And then like 20 years later, they finally start showing stuff that has that sort of scenario to it.
Well, I don't think it would have worked in a movie. I think that it needed the drawn out. And if I can convince you to check it out, I think the first 5 seasons are really solid. It's 6, 7, and 8 kind of get a little weird. Some people really like them. Some people really don't like them. And it depends on which season you're talking about as to the highs and lows of what people don't like about them. 9 kind of started drawing things back in. And then 10, I thought they finished off really solid. So,
you know what got me about it is that Smallville seems to me like Gotham, Muppet Babies, things like that, where you have all these characters that have spent so many years developing, and somebody else comes in and goes out, and then somebody else goes in and goes out. And then here you have this show where, okay, let's talk about them when they were teenagers. They all went to high school together. Wait, what? But Gotham is the same way. You have like all these people who have shown up in this entire Batman story, and they're all in school together. Or, like I said, the Muppet Babies, that when they were babies, they all hung out together. That kind of thing. And it's like, but wait a minute. It's
now
the backstory of these characters are the experience they've gotten in the world. And then to back it up some, and they're all high schoolers together.
So the way that they did things in Smallville is that the meteor crashes in Smallville. Basically, Clark crashes in Smallville. And that brought kryptonite with it, which causes all of the superpowers of the people. So it's not there.
I guess it's kind of like the way Flash did it with the.
I was just going to say that, yeah.
Because the idea that you are the cause of your own problems is way more realistic than, okay, I got my powers from a different planet, and he got his powers because he showered in gamma radiation, and you got your powers because you dipped your balls in hot coffee and then immediately shoved them into a nuclear reactor, which makes no sense, but that's what you did. And then she's got superpowers because the vibrator she was using that night was actually a cucumber. It was vibrating because it was partially sentient, and it took her over, and now she's also... See, there's too many... That doesn't
I don't think I've ever heard that backstory for Poison Ivy, but hey.
What's going to happen is one of our viewers is going to write this shit and become like the next big thing, DC.
And I'm going to point at this show and I'm going to say, this is where you got that idea.
It was mine.
I want royalties about cucumber empowered vagina girl, whatever her name is going to be.
Yo, really want to claim that? That was worth
Yeah.
$1 million idea, and I want no part of it.
But the idea is, yeah, in Smallville, that created everything that's going on around him. And when the later seasons, the one that people are kind of iffy on here and there, is when outside influences start coming in. So that's where things kind of got weird. But it's if you do nothing else with the show, the first 5 seasons are very solid.
So it's like Supernatural.
It's like what? Super what?
Supernatural.
Supernatural.
Oh, I like Supernatural.
Yeah. Well, no, the first 5 seasons, completely tight, well done, perfect. And then they saw how popular it was, and they started milking the goat, as it were.
They were milking a lot of things.
Well, we watched. I don't know if we watched more than an episode, but it just didn't trip my trigger.
Wrong episode then.
Yeah.
It was the first one.
Yeah. That's the one that tells the story behind it. You got to watch the rest to figure out like what they do. I'm surprised because normally after watching the first episode of that, people are like, the only people I heard, they say like, I didn't really get it. It's like, well, and you start talking about it, like, oh yeah, I didn't watch that episode. I started like in the middle somewhere. Well, of course you're not gonna get it, but that's weird. I guess that's.
We just keep seeing the car everywhere, or the multiples of the car everywhere. The Impala.
Yeah.
The nice Impala.
And they also had was it a Gremlin?
It was a gremlin.
I want a trophy for my Impala.
Does that sound familiar? A Gremlin from the series?
A yellow gremlin.
I don't recognize a yellow gremlin.
A redhead drove it.
Let me look it up.
The only redhead I remember in there is Alicia Day.
Felicia, but
Alicia, yeah.
Then that was who was on the. So that's why I recognized her. So Felicia Day in a yellow gremlin.
oh, okay, yeah.
They
I
had
mean,
one of those at the last Comic-Con we went to as well, and I don't understand why anybody has one of those for any reason, but whatever.
A classic car.
No, see, some cars are just old.
Like gremlin.
That's not classic.
Uh,
No, the Impala's classic. The Gremlin is old.
I'll agree with you, but there's some gearheads out there that like the weird stuff. So
yeah,
Well,
that was weird. Okay.
Like when I restored a 75 Chevy Monza in high school, and nobody has any clue what a Monza is.
isn't that the number 7 on the local hibachi grill?
Yeah.
No, that's
Let's see. So my dad,
The other shoe on.
he's got a 57 Chevy Bel Air, a 66 Mustang,
So
and a 65 Impala, and we took those to the car show, and I won a trophy for the Impala because he put it in my name.
I was gonna say who restored it.
He did, yeah. But that was we each drove a car there, and he registered that one in my name at the show, and it won. It won best of not best of show. What's the other one? Popular vote or whatever it is.
Oh yeah, like the not viewer's choice, but
Yeah.
I have at least one of those trophies for my car, and I think I have a couple of second place trophies. I should have at least 3. One of them is a piston out of my dad's old Blazer. They took a piston, and on the flat surface they milled in basically the letters, the words for the trophy.
Yeah, that's kind of what this one is.
And then
It's got that on the bottom, and then goes into a chain, and then that goes into a cup on top.
Nice.
show the bottom again.
And when you show the bottom, say something because you need to take over the camera. Say something.
This is the bottom of my trophy, and I am taking over the camera.
Okay, that's nothing like a piston. What I have is an actual piston out of an actual engine.
Yeah, this isn't a piston. This is what is that? That's a gear, some sort of a gear. But these are all car parts that he used.
Yeah. Well, wait, even the chain?
I don't know where the chain came from.
Because I mean, it looks like a bike chain to me, but I guess
It's probably a bike. Yeah, it's a bike chain.
I was gonna say I don't know if timing chains work like or look like that at all versus a timing
this
belt.
guy was there, and he had like a ton of stuff, all made from car parts, and like, I mean, he had like hummingbirds on flowers and things, all made from parts, and he did a really good job. So all 3 trophies were different, and so it's the people's choice
Nice.
at the local winery. We have a winery.
So that must be why it's like a cup like that, where all the trophies cup sort of based.
Yes. Yep. And I have to go to it again next year because it's kind of like their tradition there. Like the all the people who won last year were parked right up front this year with the trophy that they won on top.
Very
So
cool.
next year, this cars will be up front. And I probably wouldn't have won this because everybody voted for their own car probably. And then probably me, my dad, my mom all voted for this one. And then probably his 2 friends were there, voted for it too. So then next year, we'll probably all vote for one of the other ones that my parents bring.
My dad and my uncle used to do a lot of car shows before I was born and shortly after I was born. And then I remember going to a few as a kid, and then they really pretty much stopped. And then I restored my own car, and then I was a member of a car club and did car shows with my car until 1997, I want to say. And then that's kind of been it. Now, if anything, I once in a while attend them. Like we had it was called Buggies and Blues in Mandan in North Dakota. It was every June, and the entire downtown for blocks and blocks and blocks, the road would be blocked off, and there were just tons and tons of cars. But thanks to North Dakota weather, several years there were massive hailstorms that happened during the car show.
Wow.
And lots and lots and lots of cars got damaged. And, that really put a damper on people wanting to bring their car out for those shows.
Yeah.
So it was like clockwork. Every year that show would come around, and every year that weekend was most likely going to be stormy.
Hey.
So I see you have a Wonder Woman cover there for your your phone.
Oh yeah, here I'll.
My wife loves the Wonder Woman stuff.
You should, and she has the iPhone 10. Mine's on its way, and that's the my cover is on the table.
No.
She'll get my cover too. I'll let you show yours first.
Okay. Yeah, my cover is Wonder Woman,
Oh yeah, she would totally love that.
and it's the wallet.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
I just shut the damn messages off. So yeah, it has a few cards in there and some cash, and then the phone, and it's got a little magnet to keep it closed, which also has the logo on it.
That's awesome.
and the back is identical. You know, the whole case looks like that. I actually found it on Amazon for $12 to $15.
Wow.
I mean, it was really cheap. If you wanted to get an Apple one in a solid color that you didn't want, you could pay $100. So, but yeah, I ended up coming home with the new iPhone, and there's no more home button, and you have to learn a whole new way to navigate it.
See, it sounded like that was the thing that everybody liked about the original ones, was that they were very easy to navigate.
Well, definitely because my hand doesn't work because I can't like move my thumb. This complicates my life quite a bit. So, because normally on the regular iPhone, you had your start or your home button down here, and you'd push it to use your fingerprint to turn it on. Now I have to be looking at it and swipe up, and obviously my face isn't in there, so it wants my code.
What's your code?
And then
it's 123 password.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. So then, you know, if I want to bring up this menu of my shortcuts, it used to be at the bottom and you just swiped up. Now it's over here on this side. If I want my notifications, they're over on the other side. To do Apple Pay before, you would just hold your finger on the button and it would use your fingerprint to use Apple Pay. Now I have to double click the power button. So I have to hit that twice and be looking at it again because it's looking for my face. And
now, would photographs work to unlock stuff like that?
No. Not that we tried it, but no. We watched the keynote and everything, and they discussed the facial recognition. And
apparently there is a company that specifically tried to figure out a way to get it to unlock without an actual human doing it.
Your eyes have to be open and everything? I mean, could someone take a picture, look at it while you're asleep or something to activate it?
No, okay, so when you get your phone, you with the fingerprint reader, it would want you to put your finger on the button and, you know, twist it and turn it and get every angle and everything around your finger. Now, when you do the facial recognition, you hold your phone up and it tells you, you know, to rotate your head and spin it around, and, you know, it kind of gets, I guess, probably a little bit more of a 3D sort of version of your face in its memory. So I did that, and I know sometimes people have said they haven't always had the best luck by wearing glasses. I haven't had any problems with it not recognizing my face. I mean, my glasses were on when I trained it. They're always going to be on. But even though I didn't use sunglasses when I did the training part, if I wear sunglasses, it still works.
That's cool.
Yeah, so, you know, I can't, I mean, I'm sure it's got to be a combination of things, of, you know, markers and points on your entire head that it really uses, which is why I don't think that you can use a flat picture, for example, or you can't unlock it just specifically because you have, you know, clear shot of the eyes with, you know, since sunglasses worked okay. So I don't know. But, oh, and also with the fingerprint reader, he could train, well, we trained his phone with both his fingerprint and mine, so that when I would use his phone, I could just open it. You cannot do facial recognition with more than one face on your phone.
Huh.
So,
Mine has the fingerprint thing, but I don't use it. It's got a fingerprint thing on the back.
Oh,
I just never.
My case, by the way, is also like her wallet, so it's a wallet also.
yeah. But I found him a TARDIS.
And the they call it Samsung Pay on here. I'll tell you what, that is so convenient. I mean, it takes it at the vending machines at work. So I got a credit card and a debit card in there, and then you just like, there's one vending machine at work that it doesn't work for.
That's the vending machine you want everything out of, right?
That's the one that has like the real food, like the sandwiches and stuff. So you have to have cash for that one, and then like 2 pop machines, 1 snack machine, the coffee machine, and there's another one there. What's the other one got? I never use that one. Oh, it's the healthy stuff.
I was gonna say fruit.
No, not quite that healthy. It's more like, granola bars and the chips that aren't as bad for you.
The baked ones.
Yeah, it's that type of stuff.
All right.
So.
I don't know why, but our transit system here recently spent, I'm sure, millions and millions of dollars creating something called a hop pass. And so they put these machines at every stop for the MAX and on every bus where if you buy a card, you can get like a reloadable card. It basically looks like a credit card, but it must have like an NFC chip in it or something to communicate with these readers. Well, you can use Apple Pay, or I'm sure like the Samsung Pay or something at these stands as well. And I've used it the last few times to get my Max passes when I've gone out. But again, now with this new situation, I can't just hold my phone up there and keep my thumb on the fingerprint reader. I have to stand right in front of the machine with my phone up to it, facing me head on, hold it in one hand, double click with the other, and then my Apple Pay works.
Oh.
Right. See, and I don't know. I think I've got this like major distrust for certain things and government-y type stuff and all that stuff, to where when I see this technology, I'm thinking, what behind the they're saying this is what we have, and I'm thinking, well, what do you have over there that's using that same technology? Like, is it learning everybody's faces so that the camera in the stores can pull up people's personal information now, because we're all like getting copies of our faces from like every angle, or I'm always wondering what's the other thing that they're not telling us about. And it might not be anything at all, but I'm always wondering, like, they're saying, here's this cool technology, and I'm thinking, yeah, what are you doing with it, fuckers?
I'm tired of this cat.
She got the cat with the grabber around her neck. And the cat was wrestling. That's hilarious.
I like to annoy her with the grabber. She likes to annoy me with herself.
All right, so
you can use a passcode on my phone too. You don't have to do the facial recognition, but
yeah. So we started and ended with the iPhone 10.
Did you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what I'm going to say is, for the viewers/listeners.
Wait, did you show them the portrait mode photo taking?
No, I did not.
I cannot figure out how to work the stupid thing. Stage light, right? Why doesn't it work with me? Which mode are you supposed to use?
Awesome Christmas sweaters. Check these out.
Speaking of Christmas sweaters, anyone want to see depressing Christmas cards?
Yeah. Isn't that awesome?
What? Depressing Christmas cards?
No, these like, it's like a dead Santa.
Now it worked. And then it said move closer. So,
So she
okay.
just took a picture of me.
So here's another stupid feature that I can't figure out, obviously. You're supposed to be able to do these different modes with the phone. One is called portrait mode, and basically it pretty much blacks out the entire screen except for the person you take a picture of.
That's stage light,
Yeah.
so that I'm lit as if I'm on a stage.
Yeah, it looks like there's a spotlight on him.
Wow.
I don't
That's
know.
like a painting.
Right, and then actually, and Trisha has the phone that will allow me to get the Clips app to show you the Millennium Falcon too.
Huh. This is kind of a screwed up card.
Oh, yeah, it is.
Huh. Ba-ding, 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 ba-ding.
I don't know. It's you look truly terrifying here. This is a little scary.
No,
I'm very scared of that.
I want to make that my profile picture.
That is just awful.
Sweet.
Well, let me send it to you.
Okay. So now, for the viewers and listeners at home,
Wow.
we're going to end the podcast. We've had Bob. Hopefully we can have a Bob again in the future. But for the hosts, we will stay on as long as we want to. So hang on just a few minutes, you guys, and say goodbye to everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Goodbye. Especially you. You know who you are.
yeah, you. I heard about you.
Dummy, I cannot.